Imagine for a moment that every image, symbol, and number in the tarot isn't just ink on paper, but a code of living energy. Behind each card pulses an ancient vibration, capable of shifting your consciousness and resonating with the invisible forces of the universe. For centuries, people have seen the tarot as an oracle, a tool to decode destiny. But what few truly understand is that its real purpose isn't to predict the future, it's to reveal the nature of the soul. Each major arcana is a doorway, a key that unlocks a unique level of awareness, a frequency linking your human mind to the divine intelligence behind reality itself. The ancient initiates knew that the universe is woven from symbols, and that understanding them is the purest path to awakening. The figures of the tarot, the magician, the high priestess, justice, death, the sun, aren't just mythic characters, they are archetypes, living expressions of universal energy. The movements of God within the human psyche. At its highest form, the tarot is a work of metaphysical alchemy. Each card represents a stage in the process through which divine energy descends into matter, experiences itself through human life, and then rises again in an expanded state. It's the soul's journey, from the innocence of the fool to the enlightened wholeness of the world. An eternal spiral where the soul remembers itself as creator. Yet among the 22 major arcana, there are 8 that the ancients saw as especially powerful. True portals of manifestation. These 8 symbols hold the secret of creation itself, how thought becomes form, energy becomes experience, and intention becomes reality. Through these cards, you'll discover that manifestation isn't an external act of magic, but an inner state of resonance. A vibrational alignment where soul, mind, and matter move in harmony. We'll explore their origins, their symbolic power, and most importantly, their hidden purpose, to awaken the divine force sleeping within you. Prepare to see the tarot in a way you never have before. Not as a deck of cards, but as a metaphysical map of the soul. Because once you understand the arcana, you stop asking the universe for answers. The universe begins answering you from within. The tarot's origin is wrapped in mystery, as if history itself chose to guard its secret. Some scholars trace it back to the mystery schools of ancient Egypt, where the sages of Thebes and Alexandria encoded the principles of creation in hieroglyphs. Others link it to the Cathars, the Templars, or the Renaissance alchemists, who used its images to preserve forbidden metaphysical knowledge. But beyond all theories and timelines, what matters most is this: the tarot was born as a language, a bridge between the human soul and the cosmic mind. It was never meant to be a fortune-telling game, but a symbolic record of universal wisdom, a visual map of the spirit's journey through existence. Hidden within its 22 major arcana are the same eternal truths found in mythology, scripture, and Hermetic philosophy: birth, fall, quest, transformation, and illumination. From a metaphysical point of view, the tarot is a mirror of the cosmic soul. Each card doesn't describe an outer event, but an inner state of consciousness. The magician isn't a person of history. It's the power of creative thought shaping reality. The High Priestess is the voice of inner knowing, the silent wisdom beyond logic. Death represents the great transmutation, the energy shift that allows one life to end so another can begin. These images are vibrational keys. When you truly contemplate them, you don't just interpret, you activate them. In that instant, the archetypes awaken within your unconscious, opening channels that stir the soul's ancient memory. It's the same principle Pythagoras found in number, or the Vedas in the sacred sound Om. Form, color, and symbol are languages of spirit. The tarot, then, can be seen as a science of the soul, structured around the great universal laws, the law of correspondence. As above, so below, the law of vibration. Everything moves, everything vibrates, and the law of cause and effect. Every action creates an energetic reaction. Each arcana is a step on this cosmic ladder, a movement in the dance between spirit and matter. Philosophically, it reflects what the ancient Hermetic schools called the Great Work, the awakening of divine nature within the human being, and the conscious mastery of creation itself. Across time, initiates from many cultures have recognized the tarot as a sacred vessel of metaphysical knowledge. Kabbalists saw in the 22 arcana the mirror of the 22 Hebrew letters, the channels of creation's energy. Alchemists linked it to the inner transmutation of the soul. Negredo, albedo, rubedo. Death, purification, illumination. And Christian mystics saw within it the path of Christ unfolding inside every human heart. The Spirit's descent into matter and its redemption through love. From this perspective, the tarot doesn't belong to any single religion or doctrine. It's a universal map of awakening. Its symbols transcend borders and beliefs because they all point to the same inner truth, that the universe is mental, that everything visible arises from the invisible, and that every human being is a reflection of the cosmos itself. In the hands of a sincere seeker, the tarot isn't a tool for prediction. It's a compass for self-knowledge. Every card reveals a universal law, every number a vibration, every figure a divine principle. Just as the alchemist turns lead into gold, the student of the tarot transforms the unconscious into light. That's why, across centuries, the tarot has survived persecution and the passage of time. Because what it guards isn't dogma, but living truth, the certainty that when the soul understands the symbols of the universe, it remembers its divine origin. The tarot doesn't teach you to read destiny. It teaches you to remember who writes it. To grasp its hidden power, we must look beyond the surface symbols and enter its vibrational structure. Each of the 22 major arcana represents a universal frequency, but within them are 8 cards that act as true metaphysical portals, emitters of archetypal energy capable of shifting the vibration of the human mind. They aren't just pictures, they're spiritual equations. Condensed expressions of cosmic wisdom showing how divine energy becomes matter, how thought shapes the world, and how the soul, by understanding this, can rise again toward its original light. The first of these cards is the Magician, the initial spark, the creative consciousness. Before him, the whole universe is malleable. He raises his wand to the sky and points his other hand toward the earth, signifying that thought and word are the bridges between both realms. On the metaphysical level, he embodies the affirmation, I am. Every idea, every emotion, every spoken word vibrates as a command within the invisible fabric of creation. The Magician reminds us that reality isn't discovered. It's crafted. He represents pure energy awaiting direction. On his table rest the 4 elemental tools: earth, water, air, and fire, the raw materials of all existence. Next comes the High Priestess, guardian of mystery. If the Magician represents the conscious mind, she is the silent power of the soul, the force that creates not through action, but through presence. Her closed book symbolizes the archive of cosmic memory, where every possible experience is written. In tarot metaphysics, the High Priestess teaches that manifestation happens not only through doing, but also through allowing. Her feminine energy is the womb of the universe, the space where ideas gestate before becoming real. In silence, creation listens for its next form. The third card of this sacred group is Justice, the embodiment of universal balance. Her scales and sword do not punish. They correct. She represents the law of cause and effect, the principle that sustains harmony in the cosmos. Every thought, every emotion, every action sends out a wave that inevitably returns to its source. At this level, justice reminds us that energy always seeks equilibrium. The universe doesn't reward or punish. It simply responds. Metaphysically, this card teaches that inner harmony is essential for true manifestation. If the magician creates and the High Priestess conceives, justice stabilizes creation, anchoring order between heaven and earth. Then comes death, the most feared, yet paradoxically the most liberating card. In metaphysical terms, death is not the end, but transformation. The moment when a lower frequency must die so a higher one can be born. Every true spiritual process requires a death of old beliefs, of ego masks, of attachments rooted in fear. Death teaches that nothing ever truly ends. Everything transforms. It is inner alchemy at its purest. When the soul surrenders the old to the fire of change and is reborn in a brighter vibration. Each of these first 4 arcana represents a stage in the metaphysical process of creation. The magician thinks and speaks. The High Priestess feels and receives. Justice balances and aligns. Death purifies and renews. Together they describe energy's descent into matter, the moment when thought becomes form. And they form the 4 pillars of creation: intention, stillness, order, and rebirth. When these principles are understood, the mind begins to vibrate in tune with the universe. Tarot isn't about getting answers. It's about letting its symbols reorganize the energetic structure of your thoughts. Each time you gaze at a card and meditate on its meaning, you're not learning something new. You're remembering something ancient, something your soul already knows. Through these first 4 arcana, an essential truth emerges. Creation isn't about doing. It's about aligning. Divine energy is always flowing. The tarot simply shows how not to resist it. The magician ignites the spark. The High Priestess gives it unseen form. Justice grounds it in balance. Death renews it through transformation. Thus begins the soul's journey toward its own divinity. The art of manifesting from pure consciousness. If the first 4 metaphysical arcana represent the descent of divine energy into form, the next 4 symbolize its ascent back toward higher awareness. These are the luminous stages of the process. When matter becomes aware of its spiritual nature, and the soul remembers that its power lies not in control, but in unity. The 5th of these arcana is the sun, the living flame of awakening. In the tarot, the sun shines over 2 figures reborn beneath its light. It marks the moment when consciousness expands and the soul realizes that darkness was never an enemy, but a necessary passage for light to appear. Metaphysically, the sun vibrates with truth. It doesn't teach. It reveals. It doesn't seek to illuminate. It is illumination itself. This arcana represents the energy of the inner Christ, the divine mind awakening within the human being. When one meditates on the sun, it activates frequencies of clarity, coherence, and completeness. All that is false fades away, because light doesn't argue with shadow. It transforms it. The sun reminds us that true manifestation isn't about pulling something in from outside, but uncovering the abundance already within. The 6th power arcana is the star, the messenger of cosmic purpose. The figure pours water onto both the earth and the stream, symbolizing the flow between heaven and the material world. The star is the sign of a soul that has remembered its origin and now serves as a channel for divine energy. In metaphysical terms, the star speaks of resonance. When your inner vibration matches that of the universe, reality naturally aligns in your favor. There is no struggle, no force. Only synchronicity. The star shines with hope, but not a passive kind. It's an active trust. Absolute confidence in the intelligence of the universe. Contemplating this arcana opens the mind to higher inspiration, the subtle guidance that leads those who've learned to listen to silence. Next comes the world, the culmination of the journey. The circle that becomes an infinite spiral. The dancing figure surrounded by the four elements and the creatures of the zodiac symbolizes perfect harmony between the material and the spiritual. The world represents integration. The deep understanding that everything is connected and that duality exists only in the separated mind. In tarot metaphysics, the world marks the realization that the soul never truly left its source, that every experience, even the painful ones, were movements of the universe within itself. Meditating on the world brings a sense of unity with the source. No desire, no seeking. Only recognition that all is complete. It is the vibratory state of mastery, when the individual dissolves into universal consciousness, yet continues to act in the world with love and purpose. Finally, the circle opens once more with the Fool, the eternal traveler. Pure consciousness before form. The Fool bears no number because he is both the beginning and the end, the divine energy that precedes and follows creation. He embodies absolute spiritual freedom, the innocent awareness that does not fear the void, because it knows the void is the womb of all possibility. Metaphysically, the Fool is the eternal I Am, the 0 point where all experience begins and ends. To contemplate this arcana is to remember that wisdom isn't about accumulating knowledge, but daring to be. The Fool teaches that when we release control, life itself becomes our guide. That the universe doesn't demand understanding, only trust. These four arcana: the sun, the star, the world, and the Fool complete the journey that began with the earlier four. The sun reveals, the star inspires, the world integrates, the Fool liberates. Together, they form the ascending circuit of the soul. From illumination of the mind to the expansion of full consciousness, when seen through this metaphysical lens, the tarot becomes a form of spiritual technology. Each arcana is a frequency that, when meditated upon, reorganizes the energetic structure of the human being. The magician ignited the power of thought. The High Priestess opened the unconscious. Justice brought balance. Death purified the field. Now the sun, the star, the world, and the Fool elevate that energy back to its divine origin. These 8 arcana of metaphysical power form the anatomy of awakening. The 8 notes of the universal symphony: creation, intuition, law, transformation, illumination, inspiration, unity, and freedom. Whoever learns to resonate with them doesn't just read the tarot. They live it, and by living it, they become the supreme alchemist, the one who turns the energy of spirit into the matter of miracle. The tarot was never meant to remain on the table. It was meant to awaken within you. Each card is a mirror, a teacher. When you gaze upon it, it doesn't speak of some distant future. It reflects the present you're shaping with every thought. The arcana are symbolic keys, but their power only activates when you stop seeing them as pictures and start feeling them as frequencies that already live within you. To bring the metaphysical power of the tarot into your everyday life, start with a simple practice of connection. You don't need a complicated ritual or an altar. Only silence, presence, and intention. Choose a time of day when your mind feels calm. Ideally at dawn or just before sleep, when the boundary between conscious and unconscious begins to blur. Take a card from the deck. It might be one that draws you intuitively, or one that represents an aspect of yourself you want to balance. Observe it. Don't analyze. Just feel what it radiates. Every arcana carries its own distinct vibration. To integrate that energy, repeat its affirmation softly. The Magician, I am the creator of my reality. The High Priestess, I know what my soul remembers. Justice, I balance my thoughts and my actions. Death, I transmute fear into wisdom. The Sun, I shine with the truth of my being. See the Star, I inspire through the light that flows in me. The World, I integrate all that I am into unity. The Fool, I flow with life and trust the path. These phrases aren't empty mantras. They're energetic decrees. When spoken from the heart, they resonate at the same frequency as the archetype itself, reprogramming the energetic pattern of your mind. Remember, the universe doesn't respond to words. It responds to the vibration behind them. You can also work with the Arcana in cycles. Dedicate a week to each one, allowing its energy to guide your thoughts, emotions, and choices. During the week of the Magician, observe how your thoughts create your reality. During that of the High Priestess, practice inner stillness. With Justice, seek balance between giving and receiving. You don't need to understand this process intellectually. Your soul already knows how to absorb it. The Tarot teaches that before energy manifests in matter, it passes through 3 stages: thought, emotion, and action. If your thoughts are scattered, your emotions unstable, and your actions reactive, reality will mirror that fragmentation. But when you align all 3, the triangle of manifestation completes, and energy flows freely. Each time you draw a card, use it as a compass. Ask yourself, which part of me is speaking through this symbol? What frequency do I need to activate today to align with my purpose? With time, you'll realize the tarot isn't an external language. It's your own spiritual one. You don't need to be a psychic or a reader. You just need awareness. And each arcana you awaken within yourself becomes a living force that reshapes your vibration, your body, your relationships, and your destiny. The true metaphysical power of the tarot doesn't live in the cards. It lives in the one who contemplates them with an open heart. When that happens, you no longer consult the tarot. You become it. The tarot isn't a game, nor superstition, nor a fortune-telling device. It's an architecture of energy, a living language describing how consciousness experiences itself through form. Each card is a spark of that consciousness, a reflection of the universal laws that move within and around us. When you read it metaphysically, you realize you're not looking at a deck. You're looking at a map of your own soul. The journey through the 8 power arcana reveals an ancient truth the initiates once whispered in silence. Divinity is not something outside of you. It's in the act of understanding. The Magician, the High Priestess, Justice, and Death describe the descent of divine energy into matter. To think, to intuit, to balance, to transform. The Sun, the Star, the World, and the Fool describe its return to the source. To illuminate, to inspire, to integrate, to liberate. Together they form the breath of the universe, inhalation and exhalation, creation and return. The human soul lives this rhythm again and again, until it remembers there is no separation between the observer and the observed. The metaphysical power of the tarot lies in its ability to awaken cosmic memory. Each time you meditate with a card, your mind vibrates at its frequency. And in that resonance, the law it represents awakens within you. The Magician becomes your creative thought. The High Priestess becomes your intuition. Death becomes your courage to release what no longer serves you. The Sun becomes the certainty of your inner light. The tarot doesn't transform the world. It transforms the way you see it. And when your perception changes, the entire world rearranges itself to match your vibration. The ancients said the universe is a mirror. What you see outside is simply the echo of what you radiate within. The tarot helps you recognize that reflection. It teaches that manifestation isn't an act of force, but of coherence. When you think with the clarity of the magician, feel with the purity of the star, and act with the harmony of justice, your energy aligns with the cosmos. And the universe can only respond in kind. That is the secret that's been hiding in plain sight. You don't need to control reality. You only need to resonate with it. When understood this way, the tarot becomes a living school of self-knowledge. Each card is a door opening inward, each reading a conversation with the divine. There is no fixed destiny, only infinite possibilities vibrating within the field of consciousness. You decide which ones to activate through your focus, your emotion, and your faith. And when you master that, you realize that the greatest arcana isn't printed on paper. It lives in your own heart. So the next time you draw a card, don't ask what the future holds. Ask instead, which part of me is ready to awaken today? Because that is the true purpose of the tarot, to reveal the divinity sleeping within you and remind you that you are, and have always been, the creator of your own destiny. If this message resonated with you, subscribe to the channel to keep exploring the mysteries of the soul and the invisible laws of the universe. Leave a like. Each gesture of energy nourishes this community of seekers. And share this video with anyone you feel is ready to remember that the power of creation isn't in the stars. It's within them.